Hey guys, Brig here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 ways I think that WoW could improve the professions and the gold making system. But I'd like to start by asking the question, who knows what mount this is? I'm sure a lot of you will know, maybe some of you don't. It is the Vial of the Sands mount, the Sandstone Drake, and you get it from Archaeology. Now, whilst most of you will have seen this mount before, I'm sure most of you do not have the recipe to get this mount, and that's because it is very, very rare. It is very hard to get, but it is also very rewarding to get. I think I spent probably 50 hours or more farming Archaeology for this mount. In fact, probably more like 100 hours farming Archaeology to get the recipe, but when I got it I was super happy, and I also made a lot of gold. In fact, I've made millions and millions of gold just from selling this one mount, and I know on some medium and low pop servers you can make even more gold. Now the problem is, today quite a lot of people have it because it's been out for so long. It's been out since, I think, Cataclysm or something like that, so the mount has been out for a while, and Blizzard don't seem very keen to add in new rare recipes, kind of like this mount, to make professions more exciting. Now I'll ask you guys another question. Who knows what this transmog is right here? Again, it is a very rare transmog. It is the High Society Top Hat. Now the pattern for this recipe is much rarer than the Vial of the Sands mount, and there are very few people in the game who have the pattern to craft this hat, and it looks awesome. And now there's a couple of things to note here. The similarities between the top hat and the Vial of the Sands, they are both very rare, but they both actually look really cool. A final example is the rhinestone sunglasses, which I also have up on the auction house. This again is an extremely rare recipe that you can get with jewel crafting, I believe, and there are very few people in the game who have bothered to farm this because it takes hundreds of hours, if not more, of waiting around trying to find these rares and then hoping that they drop it. The point of all this is I just want to say, Blizzard, please give us cool, rare recipes. Give them back to us. We like them. They make professions more interesting. Why don't we have more of them? I'm not saying they have to be as rare as the rhinestone sunglasses or the High Society top hat, but that would be quite cool. I think there should be 2 or 3 things that are super rare, but something as rare as the Vial of the Sands, or even something less rare than that, but still, takes a bit of effort to get. I really think that's what Blizzard should be looking for with professions. They should give us cool things that actually look cool as well as that are hard to get. Because that's the thing. Because the Vial of the Sands looks cool, and because the High Society top hat looks so cool, I mean, look at it. That's why people spend so much gold on it, and that's what makes it interesting to gold makers. If there's a cool profession item that not only looks awesome but actually sells for a lot of gold, it's going to give people the drive to go out and try and farm it. And it does add a whole new layer to professions that we don't really have at the moment. Right now, everyone with professions kinda has the same thing. All the blacksmiths can make pretty much the same stuff. The only thing that's different is the high item level 415 that you can make. Some people haven't unlocked that yet, but basically everyone can make the same thing. What would be really cool is if they added something that was so rare you had to go out and farm, and only the really hardcore profession guys would bother getting it, and that would set them apart from everyone else. It would give them a gold monetary reward for doing it, and it would also, make them feel good and give them a kind of point in the game. It would give professions more relevance again, I think. You think about the Instagram age in which we now live. Everyone wants to look cool. Everyone wants the latest fashion. And it's the same in WoW. People just want to look different. People want to look cool. They want to show off. So why doesn't Blizz put some cool recipes in there, make them hard to get, and give people a drive to go out and get them, sell them, and, look different, be different. I think that would be awesome. In fact, speaking of Instagram, you guys should follow my Instagram accounts in the description down below. In fact, if you follow both of them, I will give you a follow back. Okay, so the second thing I think Blizzard should do, something which kind of leads on from the rare and cool recipe, would be to do sort of profession leaderboards. Now, I don't mean profession PvP or anything weird like that. I just mean, if you think about the guild leaderboard kind of professions, where they have the different professions that everyone has, I'm thinking a kind of realm-wide one of those, where you can go on it and you can see people who have the highest level in the professions and have also unlocked all the cool recipes. So there'd be like an unlock bar out of all the new rare recipes Blizzard would definitely put in the game, and whoever's unlocked the most of those recipes will be near the top, and that guy would be like the king blacksmith or the king alchemist, and you could go and talk to them and they would be able to craft you whatever, like you could actually message them. So it would give a bit of a competitive element almost to the profession making, nothing too competitive, but something just to show like I'm the best alchemist, I'm the best tailor, you guys should come to me. And it would again help with gold making. If you get to the top of the list in one of the professions because you've unlocked so much stuff and you've got to the highest level, then I think that would be really cool and people would actually want to come and buy things off you. Now, in order for this leaderboard to work, I think Blizzard should also make it harder to get to the very top level. I don't think anyone should just be able to get a profession and then get to the max level. Now, Blizz kind of already did this expansion. They kind of split up the different professions, so you got to get to 75 in Pandaria, 100 in Draenor, 100 in Legion, etc. But I think they should probably go further and make it quite hard to get to the very top level, just so on the leaderboards there won't be that many people with maxed out professions. But even if people do have maxed out professions, I really do think if we had a kind of unlock bar with all the different rare recipes that people have unlocked, and whoever's unlocked the most of those recipes is at the top of the list, that would really set people apart, even if people are at the max level. Okay, so the third thing I think Blizzard should do, and again this kind of leads on from what we've been saying, is have profession guilds. Now this would be separate from the normal guild system, obviously. This would be whenever you start a profession for the first time, you get invited to something that looks a little bit like the guild chat, but it would be kind of like the profession chat. And everyone with that profession on the server is put into this kind of profession guild. And you could have different ranks of the profession guild depending on the different rank you are in the profession that we talked about earlier. So if you've unlocked so many cool new recipes and you're the very top level in, say, alchemy, then you'd be one of the guild officers in the alchemy guild, for example. Obviously, these profession guilds and the guild chats could turn into a bit of a spam fest, so there's got to be some way to opt in, opt out, and really monitor that. But I think really it would be cool, particularly for new players or for new people to the profession, to be able to ask around and ask the people who are more advanced, where'd you go to farm that cool recipe? Or, what makes the most gold right now? That kind of thing. I think that would be really cool. And my other idea was we could basically have guild orders. So if someone wanted to get some blacksmithing gear but didn't want to pay a premium at the auction house, for example, then they could go and knock on the blacksmithing guild's door and say, can I get some blacksmithing chests? Can I get 3 plate chests? And there'd be a little thing that they can right click, like a little notice board, and they can select what they want. So 3 BFA plate chests and how much they're willing to pay for it, for example. And then people could fulfill the order. Once they fulfill the order, they can kind of press that they've done it, and there you go. It's like a whole new way of trading, basically, that's not the auction house. It's a more social way of trading. It would be a quicker way. You don't have to wait for stuff to sell on the auction house. It would help players interact more. I know obviously there'd be some problems with it. I haven't really thought about all the details, but I think something like that, where you could kind of go visit the professions guild hall and ask them to make you something, and someone can come and make you something and you trade the gold. I think that'd be really awesome. Okay guys, so those are my major ideas for the professions as a whole. I do have some other ideas about the secondary professions that I could go into in another video if you're interested. But in terms of general gold making outside of the professions, I think what would be really cool is to give us more things to work towards. I know when the long boy first came out, everyone was really excited and working towards it. Like, I need to make my 5 million gold to get the long boy. Now, obviously that's for the more advanced gold makers. If you're just beginning gold maker, then maybe you want to make the 100k for the yak, the vendor yak, for example. Something like that. But give people a goal to work towards. Now, one thing I find a bit annoying is that these goals almost always turn into mounts. But Blizzard don't have to put mounts in the game to get gold makers excited. Now in Legion, the Mad Merchant sold a few toys and a pet. And some people got excited about that. They weren't that cool, so not many got that excited, but still it was something to work towards. But what I think Blizzard really should do is look at transmog, like a gold making transmog. Now the classic banker transmog with the cool hats and the cool staff and all that. They could do something like that, maybe like a gold one, a black suit one, something like that. and they could sell it to a vendor, and the vendor would sell it for a lot of gold, like 100k for one piece or something. I just think that would be kind of cool. It doesn't have to be 5 million gold like that amount or anything, but just be something cool that only the gold makers would really want. I mean, if you're not a gold maker, you probably wouldn't want a gold making transmog, so you wouldn't have to buy it from the vendor. But if you are a gold maker, it would be a cool thing to buy for your bank holds, give you a bit of, prestige, and just let you know that, you've actually worked towards this goal, you've achieved it, and you've got something cool as a return. Because for quite a few people, gold making is a really important part of the game. Maybe not for loads of people or the majority of people, but for some people it is an important part. And even for the people who aren't that into gold making, like my friend who's just kind of got into it recently and he's not super into it, if there was some cool transmog that he could buy with gold, because this guy loves transmog, then he would definitely do it. And he'd be even more encouraged to go out and make the gold because there's a cool transmog he can buy. So I think, put some sort of transmog or something cool on a vendor that costs a lot of gold. Doesn't have to be 5 million, but just something that people can work towards and feel rewarded when they hit the goal. Anyway guys, those are some of my ideas for professions and gold making. Let me know what you think would improve the profession system or the gold making in general. I'd love to know your thoughts. I love these kind of discussion videos. Let me know down below. Do make sure to follow my Instagrams. Like I say, one of my Instagrams is for a university challenge kind of thing, so if I get more followers, I do better at uni, so yay. So anyway, thanks for watching guys, and until next time, see ya.